If you have issues with mobile data on your OnePlus 15, here's what you can do in order to try to solve your issues. So first of all, we're gonna go to settings. Make sure that AirPlay mode is not enabled, because of course, if it is enabled, then you might not be able to access mobile data. Sometimes we can turn it on by accident, and we might not even be aware of that. We're gonna proceed to mobile network settings. And here, of course, we have the mobile data switcher, so naturally we want to make sure that it is enabled. We can go to data saver and of course take a look at the data usage limit. If you actually set up the data limit, just make sure that you didn't actually exceed the limit. You might want to turn off the limit afterwards. There's also the data saving option, which of course also might cause some issues with the mobile data usage. So you might want to check if it is working. And also we have the network access, where we can enable and disable the access to the internet, including the mobile data over here, for specific apps. So if the mobile data is not working for specific apps, then of course you want to check if it wasn't disabled for the specific app over there. Now, besides that, we also have the choice of the SIM that you want to use for mobile data, but that is the case only if you actually have more than one SIM. So in this case, you can of course make sure that the correct SIM is used for the mobile data. We also have allow mobile data switching. This is also available if you have two SIM cards. Then of course, in this case, you might want to turn it off just in case. You can also go to the settings of the SIM, and in here you can check the preferred network type. If you switched it to LTE, for example, then in this case you might want to switch back to 5G at least temporarily in order to see if that makes any difference. There is also the enable 2G option, which you can also turn on just for now to see if that helps. And of course we have the data roaming, which usually doesn't really have an impact on the mobile data, but the default option is set to domestic roaming only. So if you actually disable the data roaming and you have the option to set it to domestic only, then you want to switch to that option. You want to turn it on and switch to domestic roaming only to see if that helps. Although I'm pretty sure that shouldn't actually have an issue. That shouldn't cause any issues, I mean. Alright, so now if we went through all of these settings, another thing that you might want to do is simply perform the network setting reset. So we're gonna go back to settings, scroll down to system and update, and then we're gonna go to backup and reset. And in here we have reset phone, and here is reset network and Bluetooth settings. Unfortunately, you cannot separate these three things. So if you decide to reset network settings, you will also reset Wi-Fi and Bluetooth settings, which means that you will have to reconnect to your Wi-Fi networks and Bluetooth devices. But once you reset, you want to go back to mobile network settings and just make sure that the mobile data is enabled. If applicable, make sure that the correct SIM is selected as well, and then see if this helps. Of course, remember to also perform a restart of your device. Sometimes this simple step can also be quite helpful. And last but not least, there is a small chance that there is some sort of outage on the carrier side. So if there is an outage, you probably don't have any signal. So of course, this can be the issue as well. So it might not be the fault of your phone, it might be the fault of the service provider. So that is pretty much it. Thanks for watching, leave a like and subscribe.